Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the more NECA turtles, but today we've got the animated line. We've got the Colossal Chrome Dome. Thing I really like about the packaging for the animated line, um, they all have this little volume number. So when you stack the boxes next to each other, like, it's like volume like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it's great. I love that little feature. You get little synopsis of what we're going to be looking at. We do have a window box, and this guy is a big hunky guy, and that's what really intrigued me about him, is his size. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull him out and see what we're working with. Now this guy is a big honky guy. Like, he actually has a lot of weight to him. Like, he's a heavy figure. The thing that I really like about this whole entire line of animated figures is that they literally look like they just grabbed them from the show and pulled them out. Like, the paint job on these guys is just great. They look like cartoons. As you can see on the back here, we've got some alternate hands. We've got the computer here, a blaster, 2 swords. We've got 2 sheaths here and everything. It's just great. You can pull this out of the back too. Nice little backdrop in the package there. And this figure is held in with, from what I can see right now, he's got 2 here holding him in. He's got 1 on each wrist holding him in. And I don't see anything around maybe around his neck right there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull him out. And there we have him, fresh out of the box. All of his accessories are also in there with these like rubber band things, like, zip ties, whatever you want to call them. And I mean, that's not a big deal, but it's a lot of things to like cut off and everything. The only thing that I have noticed so far is that this belt is like super rubbery, and like, I don't like that. It does have you can sheath in these, and I think if I tried to force it a little bit, I could get both of these swords to go fully in there. But just for like a smooth sheathing, like, you can get them about halfway in there. One sword is longer than the other, and then the blaster has a little hook on him. There's like a little peg here, and he's got a little peg hole over here. But because of how flimsy this is, I was having a hard time trying to get it in there. So what I did is I just, there's this little back piece to it. When he comes back around, we'll look at it. He's got this little like back piece, like he could like clip onto something, and I just like kind of like shoved that on there so that it's dangling. But if we pull this, didn't want to do that. Great. Anyway, right here we've got this little, see if we can, there we go, got this little thing. I just kind of shoved it in there. But we do have this little peg hole here, and with the way that it's painted, you can't even really tell that that's a hole. But this thing here is like super flimsy. It's not super sturdy, so I couldn't really like get it to like shove in there. And of course, we've got the computer, and it looks really great, like tune accessory wise. And like, it feels a little bit hollow, but not like super like I'm gonna break it by doing anything dumb with it. And then of course we've got the pack of hands, and as you can see, it's got another thing on there as well. But it looks like we have got 2 different sets of open-faced fists to grip different things, and then we've got 2 little like hiya hands and everything, just flat hands and stuff. What he comes with is this little like, like gonna stranglehold, like, hands. I really like this figure. So let's get a good measurement of him. Just turn this off. Let's get a good measurement of him, see his height, because like, I love how this thing's just massive. Ugh. So he stands right at 10 inches. He is a big figure, and he is husky. He is like a thick boy. Like, he's got a lot of thickness to him. So we're going to go ahead and pull out his swords. And like I said, you've got one that's longer than the other, one that's a little bit shorter. They are really nice too. See if we can. And they both look exactly the same outside of the length. And then for the gun, there's a little paint blemish, little minor paint blemishes that I feel like could have been touched up, a little bit of line work, but it looks great. And when you get them posed with it, I don't think you're really going to notice that unless you're like looking specifically for something to critique. And if you're looking for specific things to critique, this belt also does come off, just so you know. It has little pegs in the back. But it is like super, super duper rubbery. Like, yeah. I was a little disappointed in that. I was hoping that it would be like a molded on belt, but at the same time, that does give you the option to kind of pose him around without having all of that. So, there goes his leg. All right, hold on, guys. All right, so for articulation, we have got the head. It moves all about, nice little ball peg on there. Pretty standard. We have got the full range for the arms. The only thing that stops you a little bit is that we have got this little thing that's not painted on. It's kind of actually outbroidered and everything. So like it catches on this, so you can't really go too far up, but you still get a really good range. You've got the twist at the top of the bicep, and then the wrist twist and everything from all that. But then you got the double joint at the elbows, and it's the same for the other side. We have got this torso bend here and twist at the waist. We've got the twist at the waist and the upper torso bend about. The only thing that I have noticed that I'm not too fond of is that the way that these upper thigh joints, the hip joints, I don't know why I'm forgetting words today. Let's give you a good crock shot. You can see that the way that the balls are on there, it does make for a little bit of a loose fit. Like, it's really easy to move this guy's like hips around and everything, but like he does actually hold his pose pretty well, even with that being a minor issue. And he does stand really well on his own. Like, I've thrown him in like some wacky positions, like just messing about with him, and like he'll stand like, like right there, boom. He's kind of trying to do the splits a little bit as I move him around. If I reposition him, he will stand on his own and do his own thing. So that's a real bonus. Plus, we do have the peg for a stand to put him on, which definitely I would recommend putting him on a stand, especially if, like most of us, you're using these detail cases. Don't need bigger figures. Like, this guy's got a lot of weight and he's kind of heavy, and we're throwing the camera all around him. Sorry for that, guys, but you don't need something like him or your quarter scales or anything like going busting your glass cabinet. Double knee joint. Moving on. We got that double knee joint. We can get him to like literally kick himself right in the wings there. Like, that's really nice there. We do have this, oh no, we don't. I thought we had a calf twist, but no, that's just the paint job. Sorry about that. But we do have the ball joint, and we've got the pivot points for his feet. So all in all, I really like this figure. He's big, he's bulky, he's kind of cool. He's got some cool accessories and everything. Yeah, let's go ahead and open some hands, put him in a couple poses, and wrap this up. Right there, just with his, inbox hands. He looks really sweet. He's going to look sweet on your display. Got him with that, hand and everything. He's going to look great. And he does look great holding the gun. One thing I do want to point out, that I noticed pulling this hand out, his fingers were a little bit too close to that thumb. I kind of had to heat up the hand a little bit to bend those fingers back a little bit to fit that gun in there. So just keep an eye out for that and caution on that. Soak it in a little bit of warm water, get a hair dryer or something. Like, just it's not that bad. You can even just pull it back, but I mean, like, most of these NECAs definitely want to heat it up some way or another just to avoid any kind of crackage, snappage, but he does look great. Only thing I don't like about basically every figure that comes with any kind of accessories, they usually give you like one specific hand. Like, you cannot put this gun in that hand because he doesn't have a hand to hold it in that hand. So that's very minor nitpick thing, like small little thing, but I like having options. I like being able to like throw it in either hand, you know. So I mean, this is really great though. He does look awesome like that. We're gonna call the video at that. The rest of his hands just for his swords and stuff, you know, and then yeah, he's gonna look great in your cabinet. Let me pull out a figure and set it next to him so we can see a size difference. All right, we do not have any of the other tune line for TMNT, but we have the movie Disguise Raphael. So you can see that he's just towering over him, like makes him look so small. So I don't know if the tune line for the turtles are about the same size as the movie line, but if they are, or even if they're just a little bit bigger or smaller, like he's gonna fit really well with those figures. And then just for comparison, we've got a McFarlane here, you know, another little like 7-inch figure, so he definitely has that towering height and bulkiness to him. But definitely worth picking up in my opinion. He retails at $42.99, I believe, in stores at Targets, and he's definitely well worth the money if you can find him. And if not, I think it's only going for like 60 or something like that on aftermarket. Happy holidays, guys.